Hello, I'm Chapman, reporter at WCCO TV and a longtime fan of Avivo and your amazing work. I wish I could be with you tonight, but I am honored to kick off Avivo's Champion Awards presentation with a very special recognition. This recognition honors the transformative work and commitment of the important group of people. Without them, Avivo Village would not have become a reality. As many of you may know, Avivo Village is the first ever indoor village of 100 tiny houses. It's an alternative shelter response to the critical situation of people living unsheltered in encampments and other conditions not fit for human habitation. Amidst the uprising following the murder of George Floyd and the global pandemic, a community of both housed and unhoused individuals came together to work on a solution. They created the Indoor Villages concept. They connected with an unlikely combination of people, individuals with lived experiences of unsheltered homelessness, as well as philanthropic leaders, local elected officials, community advocates, and several social service providers. They came together with the common goal to create low barriers, responsive, COVID-safe housing and service shelter by winter of 2020. Because of this group's persistent efforts, the funding for the first indoor village pilot was secured. Avivo agreed to become the indoor village operator in September of that year. Generous funding has been provided from state, county, and city sources and includes community development funding that the city of Minneapolis approved from the CARES Act. Avivo also received generous funding support from Target, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota, the Lynn and Andrew Redley Foundation, the Margaret A. Cargill Foundation Fund of the Minneapolis Foundation, and other philanthropic support. A warehouse space was located in Minneapolis that was just the right fit and in just the right location. Avivo worked with Lanier Publishing Group to lease their empty Minneapolis distribution center located in the North Loop neighborhood. The huge open warehouse space was transformed to house the village of 100 tiny personal structures. The facility also had separate and adjacent offices to house a full array of nursing, mental health, security, and housing case management staff and outreach teams. Avivo Village welcomed its first residents in December 2020. Let's take a look at the vision in action.
Welcome to Avivo Village. My name is David Jeffries. I'm the program director here, and I also oversee our street outreach team. This isn't a traditional shelter. So we are open 24/7. We have 100 homes, individual homes here for people to live in. And you can bring your pets if you have them. We take couples who live individually in these homes, and so it looks a little different than your traditional shelter where you enter in the evening and exit in the morning.
You know, the winters are harsh here. Living on the streets here is harsh, and there hasn't been a safe space for people to be. And the traditional shelter model hasn't always worked for everybody.
So when they first come in, some of them are tired. They haven't had sleep for days. Some of the residents they're just exhausted. They feel helpless. They feel like they're very emotional. They don't really know how to feel because they've been out on the streets for so long that when they finally come here, they just kind of take a breath, you know, like, oh, I'm okay now.
They need access to everything. So that means access to health care, getting access to benefits like GA, maybe applying for Social Security, getting stable income. They need help with mental health care, getting connected to mental health, medical health, and we also help with things like getting IDs, birth certificates, all the documentation they might need. So helping them get all that stability while they're here, so when they leave here, they're not only to obtain the housing, but able to maintain it as well.
Our residents feel safe because they can trust us. We build rapport with them, and we really get to know them on an individual level. And when they need something, they know that they can come to staff, and they know that they can come to even managers and get their needs met, which hasn't happened out on the streets. The village is set up in a way that it really creates community, and a lot of people take on different roles. We have a resident who's a barber, and he cuts people's hair. We have a resident who is very personable, so if somebody's feeling down, they're always the one that comes in. And so everyone takes a part just like a regular community would do.
The average amount of stay that a resident lives here really depends. It really depends on the person, what their needs are, what's going on for them. We very much come from a person-centered approach. So someone might need to be here for a few days, a few weeks, and we can find them something quickly. There is no time restriction on how long someone can be here. They can be here as long as they need, till they get to a place where they feel like, okay, I'm ready to leave here. I'm ready for the next step. I have the tools in my tool belt to be able to do that.
They don't have to be out by 7 a.m. like traditional shelters do. And so we actually get the time to build relationships and build trust, which builds a sense of belonging for everyone.
When we meet them in a person-centered way and do things on their time, it's exciting to see where that can go for someone. All right, go for it.
In its initial year, Avivo Village served 240 individuals and 45 residents moved onto permanent housing. Today, we celebrate the individuals and groups whose hard work advanced the indoor village idea and whose influence and financial support made it a reality. You will see the names of the people and entities we've honored tonight, a group we are recognizing as Avivo Village Team Champions. Thank you each for making this vision a reality. Congratulations.